Throughout history, societies have faced a recurring danger, the rise of authoritarianism. When power concentrates in the hands of a few and voices of dissent are silenced, the fabric of human freedom begins to unravel. This video explores how nationalism, propaganda, and the suppression of rights have shaped some of humanity's darkest and most revealing moments. Authoritarianism isn't confined to one ideology or region. It grows where fear, instability, and disinformation take hold. When people lose trust in institutions and crave order, they often turn to strong leaders who promise to restore greatness, unity, or security, but these promises often come at a heavy cost: freedom, truth, and human dignity. Nationalism has often been used as both a unifying and destructive force. While love of one's country can inspire progress, extreme nationalism divides the world into us and them. Leaders throughout history have used national pride to justify expansion, persecution, and war, convincing citizens that loyalty to the nation outweighs compassion for others. No authoritarian regime can exist without controlling the story. Propaganda shapes reality, controlling what people see, hear, and believe. From posters and radio broadcasts to state-run media and digital misinformation, propaganda turns lies into truth and truth into treason. The goal is simple: to make people doubt their own judgment until only the voice of authority remains.
Kind of trajectory that we see with like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. I guess I'm curious about what's another game plan if we lose evangelical support for the state of Israel. What's our backup plan to be strong, like outside of the diaspora?
Christian influencers. Okay. You said you talked about the woke right, and you said I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant observation. The woke Reich, because these people, you know, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're loonies. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that community, they're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. You know, the weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay, and you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, you know, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok.
The first victims of authoritarianism are always human rights. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press, the right to protest, all become threats to the state. Yet, history also tells another story, one of courage and resistance. Individuals and movements have always stood up against oppression, often paying the ultimate price for justice and truth. These patterns didn't end with the 20th century. Around the world today, we see echoes of the same playbook: populist leaders, disinformation, and shrinking spaces for free expression. The challenge for modern societies is to recognize these patterns before history repeats itself. The story of authoritarianism is not just about governments, it's about people. Every generation must decide whether to defend freedom or surrender in exchange for false promises of order and safety. History has shown us the cost of silence. The question is, have we learned enough to prevent it from happening again?